In this video, we're taking the AI plant monitor we built in episode 1 and upgrading it with a soil moisture sensor. I'll walk you through how to integrate the sensor, report real-time readings to our website, and enable the AI to use both the plant's photo and its soil data to precisely evaluate its health. AI might even tell you when it's time to water your plant. As before, this system is completely autonomous. Just keep your Raspberry Pi powered on and connected to the internet. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Caroline, and I make Raspberry Pi tutorials. I share tech tips and my travel adventures. I have my bachelor's and master's degrees in electrical engineering from Georgia Tech, and I'm also author of A Woman's Guide to Winning in Tech. Check it out. If you find this helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more. This is part 2 of our 4-part Plant Care with Raspberry Pi series. Be sure to stick around as I'll announce what's next at the end of this video. For this video, our goal is to hook up our capacitive soil moisture sensor. And in order to do that, we also need this analog to digital converter, our breadboard, a bunch of jumper wires, and I am going to calibrate this capacitive soil moisture sensor with a bowl of water so that we know what the maximum amount of moisture it's going to sense is and what the minimum, which is dry, is going to sense is before we put this into our plant. Now, of course, we are using the same materials from the previous video, our plant, our webcam, and our Raspberry Pi. For this soldering of the pins to our board, I like to use the breadboard, and then we're just going to pop in the pins into the breadboard. Place the board, line up the pins, and then we'll just solder it in place like this. Just try to push down as far as we can. This is leaning over slightly, so all right, this is a blank. I could just put that over just to kind of hold it in place. There we go. We can just solder in each of the pins here. To start this video, we are going to go to my new GitHub repository, AI Plant Review plus Moisture. And the prerequisite is that you did everything in the previous video. If you haven't seen that, I will link to it, and you need to go over there and do that video and then come right back here. This is a different GitHub, but it does rely on the previous GitHub repo for this to work. We're going to go through and set everything up. We do need to fork this repository, so I'm going to go over here and click Fork, forking it with a repository name of AI Plant Review with Moisture Sensor, and I'm going to hit Create Fork, and there it goes. It has forked this repository. Excellent. We are going to go through and we are going to update our Raspberry Pi on my Raspberry Pi desktop. In this video, we are adding this capacitive soil moisture sensor. First thing we need to do is make sure we have all of our required packages. Hit copy, and then we're going to go into our terminal. So you might already have installed. I have everything installed because I've already done this project, but right click paste, and I'm going to update everything. This is since I'm doing a sudo, I do have to type in my admin password, which I set up when I set up my original video when I set up this Raspberry Pi. Everything's already been installed. Let's get into the hardware wiring. We are using an ADC module, which is an analog to digital converter module. To hook up the capacitive soil moisture sensor, we do need a ground. We do need power. So it is a 3.3 volt power, which I've hooked up to one of the 3.3 volt pins on my Raspberry Pi. And then we need an analog out, which is going to go into our analog to digital signal chip. And our analog to digital is going to be hooked up to our Raspberry Pi versus the SDA and SCL pins. It does also require 3 volts of power, which I have hooked up to one of our 3 volt power pins on my Raspberry Pi, address, pin to ground. And then of course I've created the ground, and I will provide a detailed map. We do need to make sure our I2C interface is on. And how do we do that? There are a couple of different ways to do that. If you want to go through the terminal, we can run sudo raspi config. And then we want to go arrow down into interface options, hit enter, then arrow down to I2C and hit enter, and make sure that is enabled. So mine is already enabled, so but if it's not, it would be over here at the no. You would hit tab to hit yes, you would hit enter, and then it says it's enabled, hit enter, tab over to hit finish, and hit enter to get out of that. So make sure I2C is enabled. Next, we have to calibrate the sensor. I am going to copy the code, hit this copy button here, and then I'm going to go into my Raspberry, hit programming. I'm going to go into Genie. These are my files from the previous video, and I'm going to hit new file, and then I'm going to right click and hit paste. And now let's save this file. And I want to save it to the same folder, plant photos. And I want to save it as testsensor.py inside my plant photos folder. I'll hit enter to save. Excellent, it has saved. We want to test to see if it works. So it's completely dry right now, that is okay. And we are going to hit the run button. And as I dip it in water, you'll see the voltage go down. It's at about a 1.15 when it's completely wet, and when it was dry, it was at a 2.0. Kind of understand now that, hey, when it's wet, it's going to be at a certain voltage, and when it's dry, it's going to be at a higher voltage. So you do need to remember these values to understand your capacitive moisture sensor. Helps you understand what it looks like when it's dry and when it's wet, and then you can just simply pop it into your plant here. When you put it in your plant, you can understand your capacitive moisture sensor in your plant. So now it's at about a 1.8, and the plant is probably pretty wet just because it was in that water for a while there. But now you understand, hey, here's where my plant is. I'm going to Control-C to stop, and now I kind of understand the max and the min for my capacitive soil moisture sensor. Now we want to change our upload script so that it handles both the moisture reading and the image upload. We do have upload already created, so you can just change the upload, or you can just start all over again. You do have to put back in your Firebase API key and all that good stuff, so don't just go and just copy over everything, otherwise you'll be copy and pasting all these keys over again. But basically, you want to update your file so that you have these calibration constraints and you can change it. I'm going to actually make this a different file. I'm going to hit copy, and then I'm going to go over to my Genie. I'm going to start a new file. I'm going to right click and hit paste, and I'm going to save this in my plant photos. I'm going to save this as upload2.py. Hit enter to save. We're not ready to run this yet. Now I need to go back up to the top and copy and paste the configuration that we had from the original upload file, which I still have open. And I'm going to copy my configuration from the previous video that we set up. So if you don't know what all this is, go watch the previous video. And I'm just going to replace it here in this configuration. There we go. We have our configuration, same as last time, and I will hit save. So this is now called upload2. I didn't want to overwrite my previous file. Now we're going to update the calibration. When it was dry, the maximum voltage was about a 2, and when it was wet, the maximum was about a 1. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to hit run, upload2, and let's see if this works. Yes, it does. It says my moisture is at 12.4%, which is very low. Maybe that's mine. I probably need to water this plant. We'll do that in the next video. But I have uploaded everything, and I'm going to hit return to continue. How can I see this? We have to go through the Vercel process again. We're going to follow the same process as we did last time. We're going to go into Vercel, and we see our projects here. And I'm going to add a new project, and I'm going to hit add new, and I'm going to click project. It's going to give me an option to add the AI plant review with moisture sensor that we just created 2 minutes ago. I'm going to click import. And then we don't want to just run in and hit deploy. What we want to do is we want to go through our environment variables like we did the last time around. We are copying from our variables here in our plant review and our API key, and we're putting all of that into our environment variables here. Now we're ready to hit deploy, and that is going to take a few minutes. And congratulations, we've deployed a new project. We're going to continue to our dashboard, And once again, it does create a custom domain for us, AI plant review with moisture sensor, iota.vercel.app. And if I click on it right now, let's see what we got. We got the photo that we took. It is analysis pending, and it does give me the plant moisture reading that we just upload. It says it's dry now. So it gave me a pretty low score. It says attention required. We do need to water this plant. We can now see the previous readings of our plant. So this was our original that didn't have a reading. This is a public domain right here at the top. It is a little bit hard to remember. So if you do want to add a custom domain, click custom domain here in Vercel. You can purchase a domain from anywhere. I'm going to show you GoDaddy, and that's only because that's the only one I'm familiar with. I'm going to hit add existing. And I'm going to select mplant.gtcaroline.com. I'm going to connect it to my production environment. I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to get this invalid configuration. That is the right process. I'm going to hit learn more. And I'm going to get this value here. I'm going to go into DNS management. And this will vary from platform to platform. This is specific to GoDaddy, where I do own the domain name GT Caroline. I'm making a subdomain right now. And I want to add a new record. I'm going to click add new record, and then I'm going to scroll down, new record option. I want to select CNAME, subdomain is mplant, paste mplant, and then the value is the value they give me right here. Hit copy, hit paste, and there we go. And I'm going to hit save. Now this is going to take a good amount of time. It is not instantaneous. I budget around 15-30 minutes for this to work, and it will automatically refresh when it is ready. And we are back. We have let our vanity URL, our custom domain name, work, and it is now valid configuration in Vercel. And so if I just click on it, it will take me over here to mplant.gtcaroline.com, my custom domain name. The moisture sensor is now up to 49.6%. We want it to automatically upload. Now we did set that up previously, and you can just use that file again. So we are going to go into our terminal, and we're going to go into Crontab-E. If we had named our file upload.py, it would automatically work, but I decided to name my file upload2.py. I'm just going to update the name of the file, and I'm going to hit Control X, and I'm going to hit Y to save the modified buffer. I'm going to hit Enter, and now every 2 hours, it's going to automatically run upload2. So it's going to go to the same database, it's going to upload the photo, but now it's going to upload with a moisture sensor. That is the project completed, but I do want to go over a few troubleshooting tips. If you are having trouble getting your Raspberry Pi to recognize your moisture soil sensor, here are some troubleshooting tips. Number one, you need to follow all the instructions in this video. Don't skip over instructions. So I'm going to go over one that we've already been through, which is making sure your I2C is enabled. In your terminal, you want to sudo raspi config, and then you want to go into interface options, arrow down, hit enter, and then you want to arrow down to I2C, hit enter, and you want to make sure that is enabled. It should be on the yes. If it is not, tab over to make sure it is on the yes, and hit enter, and then make sure your I2C interface is enabled. I'm going to hit tab to get out of this, hit finish. The next thing you do want to check, there are some sudo apt install some tools to check to see if it can see your capacitive soil moisture sensor. I'm going to install the I2C tools to see if it can find it. And I'm going to do that over here on the terminal. Right click, paste, enter. So I already have this, so it's not going to do anything, but if you need to install the tools first, and then next, you want to see if it detects your capacitive moisture sensor. Run an I2C detect. I'll hit copy and then go back over to my terminal and then paste, and let's see if it detects it. If it detects your moisture sensor, this is what it should look like. It should have the number 48 here in the middle. Everything else should be blank. If it does not detect your moisture sensor, everything is going to be those dashes all the way across. This is what it should look like. If it doesn't look like this, you've got to check your wiring, check your hardware wiring, please. And those are some steps for some troubleshooting. You want to make sure you're uploading correctly, make sure you don't get any error messages, and if not, then you need to just double check all your scripts. Make sure you have all of your APIs, all of your secrets, everything you're supposed to have installed with both Vercel and on your script, so everything needs to authenticate and talk to each other. other. And those are some troubleshooting tips. If this tutorial helped you, please like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. This was part 2 of our 4-part series on plant care with Raspberry Pi. And here's what's coming up. In episode 3, we'll set up an automatic plant watering system if our swale gets too dry. For my fans who love to ask, will this work on a Pi Zero? Or how about the Pi camera? Yes, I will show you the Pi Zero with Pi camera setup in episode 4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.